Willie Mae Thornton was born on December 11th, 1926 in Alabama to a very religious family. Her father was a priest. Growing up in the church, she took a liking to music. When she was a teen, she joined Sammy Green's Hot Harlem Review. She toured with the group as a singer, dancer, and comedian. Due to disagreements about pay, Willie Mae ended up quitting the troupe in 1948. She found a consistent gig in Houston, Texas, singing the blues at a club ballroom called El Dorado, which is where she met Don Roby, who would later sign her to Peacock Records label. I never went to school for music or nothing. I taught myself to sing and to blow harmonica and even to play drums by watching other people. I can't read music, but I know what I'm singing. Willie Mae got her stage name Big Mama Thornton when she performed on the Johnny Otis show in the 50s. It referred to her stature, height, and powerful voice. I can sing louder than any mic, and I don't want no mic louder than me. Big Mama Thornton was also unique because she transcended gender expression through her sense of fashion, because she leaned more into masculine stylings. From her I don't give a fuck personality, her guitar skills, bold, rich voice, Big Mama Thornton influenced a whole generation of rock artists, including Elvis Presley and Janis Joplin. In 1953, she debuted her song, Hound Dog. It spent 14 weeks on Billboard's R&B charts, half the time at number 1. A couple of years later, it would be covered by Elvis Presley and many others, which stunted the time of Thornton's original version on the charts. While Presley's rendition earned him millions, Thornton was still struggling to get paid by her label. They wanted a big thing for Big Mama Thornton and Elvis Presley. He refused, and I'm so glad I can tell the world about it. Her other most famous song is Ball and Chain, which would later be covered by Janis Joplin. In the 60s, Thornton was a part of the blues revival, which became popular with white Americans. Big Mama Thornton's legacy and impact is undeniable. So if you aren't picking up on the theme right now, the outfits that I'm styling are inspired by the rock music aesthetic. And this particular outfit is what I would consider glam rock. I chose to wear a beige leather dress instead of a black leather dress to give a not so typical, rock metal, glam metal look. So I decided to pair it with this white button-up shirt just for some juxtaposition, if I pronounced that right. And I paired it with these black leather boots and this black leather trench coat to grunge it up just a little bit more, to bring it back. Rosetta Tharpe was born on March 20th, 1915 in Arkansas. Just like Big Mama Thornton, Rosetta grew up in the church and began learning the guitar at a young age. At just 6 years old, she and her mother toured with an evangelical troupe until they moved permanently to Chicago. In 1938, Rosetta Tharpe became part of the Cotton Club Review in New York. Tharpe was a trailblazer not only because she fused the sound of gospel, the blues, and rock and roll together, but because she sang about secular topics using gospel music.
This train is on the way to glory, this train. Yeah, this train is on the way to glory, woo, this train.
Her standout singles are Rock Me, My Man and I, That's All. She is also responsible for the track Strange Things Happening Every Day, which went number 2 on Billboard in 1944. So this second look is definitely a classic rock star look. I got this jumpsuit from Fashion Nova, and the necklace is from Forever 21. Punk music was officially recognized as a music genre in the mid-1970s. Emerging out of NYC in the United Kingdom, punk music was a creative outlet for the marginalized working class, though it is argued that the sound of punk music started with a band called Death, a group of 3 black brothers from Detroit in 1971. Death was no more in their circle, but the band Pure Hell played a prominent role in the New York punk scene, playing with the likes of Sid Vicious and the New York Dolls. They are largely considered the first black punk band, though, as expressed by the band, they are so much more than that. Bad Brains is a well-known punk band that started in 1976 in DC. They are notable because they fuse reggae and hardcore punk music together, creating a sound that influenced punk artists of their time and the following years.
Some people think little girls should be seen and not heard, but I think, oh, bondage, up yours! 1, 2, 3, 4!
Across the pond in 1976, the UK band X-Ray Specs was founded and fronted by a biracial woman named Polystyrene. Women's rights and environmental issues were themes X-Ray Specs spoke a lot about in their music. Born Marianne Joan Elliott, Polystyrene gave herself her stage name as a play on the name of the chemical compound. I chose the name Polystyrene because it's a lightweight disposable product. Polystyrene and X-Ray Specs grew great popularity as a woman-fronted punk rock band and inspired many punk rock artists to follow. If her work wasn't there, I'm not positive Riot Grrrl would exist, said Kathleen Hanna of Bikini Kill. Riot Grrrl was a 1990 sub-movement created by female bands such as Bikini Kill and Bratmobile to create a safe space for women in the punk movement. In this space, punk rock and feminism converged. However, Riot Grrrl was predominantly white and suburban, and black women punks still felt alienated. As a result, in the late 90s, a group of black women punk artists, Tamar Cali Brown, Simi Stone, Honeychild Coleman, and Maya Sakura founded Sister Girl, a subculture that carved out a safe space for black women of the punk movement. It included a series of underground shows that only featured black female punk artists. In a movement that was predominantly male and white, black women still found a way to amplify their voices. So for this look, I really wanted to experiment with face painting because face paint was real popular with 80s rock bands. And so I was like, you know what, let me try this too. So I did that star on my face. And the outfit is pretty much from Fashion Nova, except for the coat that is from Shein. But everything else is from Fashion Nova. And if I do say so myself, this is another really classic rock look that I got going on here. I really like this one. The grunge subculture and genre emerged out of Seattle, Washington in the mid-1980s. One of grunge's earliest pioneers was a young black woman named Tina Bell. She was the lead singer of the band Bam Bam, which formed in the early 80s. Founded by Bell and her husband Tommy Martin, Bam Bam played many local gigs throughout Seattle, making a name for themselves. Their most well-known song is the raw, emotional, spaced-out track Ground Zero. A number of grunge rock artists crossed paths with Bam Bam in many different ways. For example, Duff McKagan had reportedly performed with the band once before becoming Guns N' Roses bassist. Bam Bam's drummer, Matt Cameron, would later go on to join Pearl Jam. Members from Alice in Chains and Soundgarden came to see Bam Bam perform before their own claim to fame. Rock legend Kurt Cobain had even served as Bam Bam's roadie in his early days. Despite these encounters, Bam Bam themselves never reached the mainstream level of success and fame. Tina Bell endured a lot of anti-black misogyny, being the front woman of a rock band. Christina King, a friend of Tina Bell, recalled one person saying to me that they didn't get the whole black girl singer thing. It just didn't fit whatever they were into. They were too ahead of their time. Bam Bam's bassist Tom Ledgerwood said, "People back then expected a black girl to be hip-hop, a soul diva, or a pop singer. Fronting a hard rock band was inconceivable to many in the general public, it seemed, despite how brilliant she was. At one show, skinheads had taunted Tina Bell as she was performing by calling her the N-word. She ended up striking one of the neo-Nazis with her microphone. Both battling mental health issues, drugs, and alcoholism, the tumultuous relationship between Tina Bell and Tommy Martin would also play a part in the band's demise. In 1990, Bell had quit the band, and in 1996, she divorced Martin. In the last years of her life, she continued struggling with alcohol and depression. She died in 2012 of cirrhosis of the liver. Today, Jahari, Bell's son TJ, and Scott Ledgerwood continue to shine light on her legacy through tribute shows, interviews, and documentaries. So for my last look, this look was inspired by punk and grunge rock artists. This two-piece set is from Fashion Nova. The top is from, that's underneath. The top is from Target. And then the leather jacket is also from Target. The French purse I thrifted, and I decided to grunge this two-piece setup. I mean, it's already pretty grunge within itself, but I decided to add some fishnets to it to give it some more edge. I really like this look. This is actually something that I would wear out. But yeah, this is definitely like one of my favorite looks that I did in this lookbook. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed all the looks, and I hope that you learned a lot about Black women in rock history. Let me know in the comments below which outfit was your favorite, but also let me know, were there any facts in here that you did not know? Like, did you know that Black women created a whole subculture of punk rock? Like, I didn't know that until I was doing research for this video. So I definitely think there was a lot to learn. So let me know what you learned in the comments down below. If you enjoy this type of content, if you enjoy plus size fashion, thrifting, anything dealing with serving looks, please consider subscribing to my channel. Also give this video a thumbs up so that I know you guys love these fashion lookbooks that have a historical aspect to them, and I will be sure to do more of them next year. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next upload. Bye.